Welcome everybody to Business Monday. We have a special segment at the 2:30 time slot. Very excited to have in a businessman from Venezuela, Mario Fajardo, a person we've been trying to connect with for a couple of weeks. Venezuela is a international hotspot right now. Mario, welcome to GoLocal Live, and thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Mario, you're an experienced business person. You were in the oil industry. You're now in the technology sphere. Let's give a little bit of an overview to folks. What is the business condition of Venezuela right now?
Well, in the last couple of years, things have been going down the hill. Okay. The problem right now is that it's like for a businessman, and in my case, that I'm in information technology, all my businesses have to be in dollars, and it's very difficult first to find the dollars, but also the exchange rate is changing so fast that, everybody, a proposal right now for a client is a 1 day or 2 days max.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's impossible to get business, okay? And now one thing we're finding out also in the whole economy is that a lot of people are starting to charge in dollars.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see in the last couple of months the dollar of running around, not all Bolivar or Soberano as they call the last exchange thing that they did to the Bolivar. That was our initial currency. Now they call it Bolivar Soberano. And instead of getting the Bolivar Soberanos, people are asking you for dollars, green money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the exchange rate is something like 1,600 bolivars to a dollar. Is that correct?
No, right now it's 6,000.
6,000. Oh, I read an old piece. It must have been a week or two ago. 6,000 bolivars.
More than that.
Inflation rate has increased under President Maduro by 13 million%, according to the BBC.
Right.
How do you even function? And by the way, can anyone even pay a bill?
Well, it's like I have credit cards and I cannot use it.
Yeah.
Because the credit limit is so low that you go to I have a credit card for 600 Bs, and I just went for lunch, and a regular lunch, nothing special, not business lunch.
Yeah.
A regular lunch, it was 15,000.
15,000.
Bs.
So maybe $15 here. Yeah. So please.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, Venezuela is a very wealthy country relative to the amount of petroleum that it controls in the global sphere. How did this decay and this breakdown in the government dilapidate the economy? Why is the economy so fragile?
Well, I believe the economy is so fragile for a lot of things, but the main thing is talking about the oil industry. When I left the oil industry, we were producing in the order of 3 million barrels a day.
3 million barrels a day. Yeah.
It had gone like a million. Some people even say that we're not even in the million. That we're in 600,000 or 500,000 barrels a day.
So an 80% decrease.
Yeah, a lot. And many of the loans that this government has asked to China and to Russia were with payment in barrels. So we're not selling that much oil to get the money that the country needs for their regular expenses. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's the way things are right now.
Mario, last week there was very powerful video imagery of government troops, government-controlled vehicles running over protesters, literally running them over on the streets.
Yeah.
How widespread is that? Was that just a one-day, one incident type of experience, or is that level of conflict taking place multiple times, just not being caught and distributed to the global press?
Well, right now, as you mentioned before, we are the spotlight for the world. Venezuela, whatever happens here is being produced everywhere with the social networks, okay?
Yes.
Now, that thing has happened not just last week. It happened a couple of years ago. And like in 2017, yes, we had like 150 people die in 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And they died due to the excessive forces that the police and the National Guard used when the people were, just doing a pacifist manifestation or just saying we are not happy with what's going on in the country. Last week, we had 2 incidents. First, April 30, things were rough, but not that rough. And May 1st, the oppression of the people who were in the marches was very, very big.
Yeah.
Like a friend of mine told me that they have to help a kid, a teenager, that the police got him and throw him through a bridge. Fortunately, the kid didn't fall with her head because he had died, but he had a fracture of both legs. And they only have aspirin, so they gave him an aspirin, a little water, while the medics arrived to help him and take him to somewhere else. Okay, we sometimes believe that that excessive force is ordered by the government. Okay.
Yeah. How many,
And-
in your sense, and I don't mean to put you in the eye of the political disruption, but what percentage of the people support President Maduro?
Can you repeat, please?
What percentage of the public supports President Maduro's leadership?
I cannot tell you a percentage. I think right now it's 10% is a lot.
Yeah.
But it's a perception.
Yeah.
What I can give you is an example. In April 30, the president of the assembly, but not the one we elected, but the one that the government, what you call it, the constituyente, Diosdado Cabello, called for people to go to the Miraflores Palace where the president is, and to support him. And I never saw a picture of how many people were there. So he's losing a lot of people, and the economy is one of the main causes of this. For example, I am a retired pension. I have my pension by the government. According to, well, let's say last month, it was 18,000 Bs.
Okay.
That's $3-4.
Oh my God.
And if I go to have a lunch, I just told you, it cost me 1,500. I still work, I have my savings, but what happened with a lot of elder people that don't have savings or have very little savings, and they have to go to a supermarket, they have to go buy medicines in a pharmacy. So that is what is hitting the government. And the only real economical thing that they do is increase the salaries. But if you don't increase salaries and don't do another things, it's just plain economics.
Sure.
Economics 101, what you're doing is putting more gasoline to the inflation.
Is the military, for the most part, staying with the president because they're getting paid?
Oh, wow. The answer is their pay is not that high.
Yeah.
The only thing is, first with Chavez and now with Maduro, you see in most of the government positions, militaries.
Yeah.
I think that what Chavez and Maduro have done is put them where they can get.
Yeah.
All right? Like the food is handled by the government. A lot of things are in military generals position or colonels. So, they are not doing, most of them are not doing what they started with, is being in the military, in the army, armed forces, or whatever.
Mario, is there strong public support for Guaido? I mean, do most people want him to take over, or has he caught on with a lot of public support, or are people just anybody but Maduro?
Well, no, I think Guaido is a young guy. He has a lot of courage.
Yeah.
He has done a lot of things that many of the old political figures had not done, and the people believe in him.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he doesn't have the power.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where do you think this goes over the next few weeks?
Well, if the economy keeps going the way it is, and also something we haven't touched is like the blackouts we had a couple of weeks ago,
right?
And the lack of water and the lack of food, and the government is not doing a thing. Something has to happen. Okay, for all these people is afraid of bloodshed that may happen.
Should the United States intervene? Should the United States at least intervene from a standpoint of humanitarian aid, bringing food, water, energy stability into the country?
Well, that's a discussion that's been going around quite a bit. If a military intervention, I do not agree with a military intervention. Now we're going to need a lot of help to get the services back, to get our oil industry back into where it is, and financing. Okay, but if you put money, good money, and throw away into bad money, that's not going to help any of us.
Yeah.
And that's why many of us are asking for a change. I think even the Chavistas want Maduro out. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of them that were Chavista full are want Maduro out of the way because he hasn't done his role as a government in the government. Okay. He hasn't solved the problems that we have.
To go back to President Maduro for a second, do you think he is being held into office through the support of the Russians? Is that a key component to him staying in power?
Right now, well, probably right now, yes, but there is a lot of people going back to the military. We got people in power, corruption, drug traffic. And some of those people, forget about the Russians right now, from the Maduro's cabinet,
yeah,
that they don't have where to go in case something happens.
Yeah, right.
It's
Mario, what should people in the United States know? What haven't I asked you? What is it most critical for people here in the United States to understand?
And I think you have to understand that Venezuela needs help. We have to solve that problem. Probably we cannot do it alone, but we need the help of like the United States has always been, until this government and the previous one, we have been allies.
Yes.
Okay? Like my first trip to the United States, I was 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. And my father, went to the States and studied in the States. I am a electrical engineer and a computer science, and both of them, graduated in George Washington University.
Right.
And I got my master's in George Washington University, and that was very common for us Venezuelans. You didn't need to have a lot of money to do it. So what I believe we need as a help is, how to get rid of these guys, but through pressure, as you're doing right now, and in case nothing else works, maybe a military intervention, but we call it a surgical intervention.
Yes, right,
Okay?
right. Absolutely. Mario, I really want to thank you for taking the time. I know this is a difficult situation for you and fellow folks in Venezuela. I hope we can reach out to you in the future and get more updates. I want to thank you for joining us via Skype on GoLocal Live. We'll check back in with you as things develop. And best of luck in these very, very difficult situation to you and to your family.
Thank you very much, and count with us whatever we can do from here.
Thank you, sir.
Okay?
Thank you, Mario. For everyone
Bye-bye.
else, we'll be back in about 15 minutes with Ed O'Brien, the CEO of eMoney Advisors. He had a big announcement here in Rhode Island, adding 100 new jobs here in his Providence office over in 100 Westminster. We'll see you back in about 15 minutes. Mario, thank you.